All right, guys, for social studies today and for this week, I'm going to be giving you a set of terms that are all coming out of all of those articles that we read for ancient Egypt over the past few weeks. A lot of these are going to be review for you. You should pretty much feel familiar with most of them. There are just a couple of different ones. So I've created a set of note cards on Quizlet for you to study. Before we get anywhere with this, with reviewing the words, I just want to show you that I can track your progress through Quizlet. So right here it says track student progress. If you are not doing anything on Quizlet, that means if you are not running through your words, if you're not studying, if you're not playing any games, I can see it. Just going to throw that warning out there. I can see if you are not doing anything, and that will negatively impact your grade. So let's go back to this set of cards. All right, same setup as always. We've used Quizlet constantly in the classroom, mostly for social studies, sometimes for language arts. You have all of your activities, ways to study over here. You have your games. We are going to do a Quizlet live on Thursday. So I hope that you're going to be there for our Google Hangout. So what's going to happen is I'm going to put you on Google Hangouts. I'm going to show you the code. You can play Quizlet Live individually. So obviously there's no way for us to get together as teams, but you can do it individually. So we're going to play a couple rounds like that on our Google Hangout on Thursday. So make sure you are there. So we're just going to talk about the terms, go over them really quick. And we're going to do it down here. Of course, you're going to see your card. If you click on it once, it'll flip it. If you move the arrow, it'll go to the next one. You know how to use this. All right. So the first word we have is embalming. Again, this should not be a new word for you. This is the process used to preserve bodies or to make them into mummies, also called mummification. Natron is a salt used to dry out the body for mummification. So when you see natron, just think salt. 70 days is how long it takes for the mummification process. Resin is a liquid used as glue for the linen wrapping on the mummy. So we typically think that they just wrap the bodies up, kind of like we talked about how we always play that toilet paper game, the mummy game, and you just wrap the toilet paper and you kind of think after a while it's just going to stay, but they actually used a resin. So again, it's kind of like glue to help the linen stick to the mummy. A sarcophagus is a stone coffin. Sarcophagus is a stone coffin. This is what the mummies were buried in. Canopic jars. This we talked about is where they put their organs of the deceased person. So this is a jar in which the ancient Egyptians preserved the internal organs of a deceased person, usually for burial with the mummy. So we talked about that specifically in class. I also know one of our Ducksters article was on that. So again, canopic jars in which the ancient Egyptians preserved the internal organs of a deceased person, usually for burial with the mummy. A pharaoh is a ruler of ancient Egypt. Again, so your pharaoh is kind of like your king. A pharaoh is a ruler of ancient Egypt. Pylon. The pylon is the wide entrance gateway of an Egyptian. So I put this little picture here to show you that this is what it's looked like. If I click on this, will it get bigger? Yes. Okay. So this is what it looks like right here. It's very pretty. Look at all of these details that they have carved into the stonework. Papyrus. We know papyrus is a plant used to make paper in ancient Egypt. Hieroglyphics, again, we're familiar with this too. The ancient Egyptian writing system that used picture symbols. The Rosetta Stone, a huge stone slab inscribed with hieroglyphics, Greek, and a later form of Egyptian that allowed historians to understand Egyptian writing. Pyramids were built as tombs for the Egyptian pharaohs. And finally, polytheism. This is not a new word at all. Polytheism is the belief in many gods. So again, for your assignment today, you are spending today going through familiarizing yourself with these terms. I would personally suggest doing the right activity. For me, I memorize things more when I write them out. I would like for you to pick one, two, let's say, including the test, so there's 4. You can learn, write, spell, test. Pick 3 of these and complete them once. and then play one of these games. Again, on Thursday on our Google Hangout, we are going to play Quizlet live, but instead of doing it in groups like we do in the classroom, we're just going to do it individually. But it'll be really fun, and I'll let the music play and everything like always. It'll be super fun. And then next Tuesday, I'm thinking we are going to have a quiz for these terms. Let me know if you have any questions. So again, your assignment today is to make sure you are learning these. Pick at least, I already forget what I said, 3. Pick 3 of these activities and complete them once. And then pick a game and play the game at least once. Play it as many times as you want, but And again, here's all your terms. This is going to be shared in your Google Classroom. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm here all day. All right, bye guys.